Great human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. That's caring.
Well, hold on just a moment. Listen, just hold on just a moment. I have something here. Okay, so here it is. Here's what's really interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I know that we are way over time. We're way over time in terms of we just listen. I don't even see Sir Philosopher's not even here as well. But hold on, just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. Now God bless America. Can we just can we do the song? The theme song. Can we do that just for a few moments? I have people joining in. I have Hamilton. I have Navy Blue. I have Miggs. I have May. Listen, I have a whole bunch of people joining in. But far be it from me to sit there and try to do this without rocking it out. Can we rock it out? Let's rock it out. D.1 WDCE shining sun. The top 3 in the radio race. The Sam NewsMan takes the first place. And the Sam NewsMan on the air. Feel the groove everywhere. College spirit makes us proud. Richmond voices sing out loud. Woo! You didn't think that was me, did you? I mean, that was me. That is me. From the campus to the town, no one brings the station down. Independent all the way. Sam NewsMan forever stay. Sam NewsMan on the air. Feel the groove everywhere. You didn't think it's like that is actually me. Fear it makes us proud. Woo! Amazing voices sing out loud. Ha ha ha. You know what? Listen, old brother Scott. I got that from old brother Scott. Are you a brother? Are you a Lee brother? Uh, I got that from brother Scott. Listen, he sent that and he sent that to me. Oh God, can we can we just play that one more time? I know. Listen, I know. This is it. You really can't. Oh my God! Play it again. Play it again. Play it again. Hold on. Wait. Listen. This is not. Listen. Ah, ah, you can't make this up. But play it again. Play it again. Play it again. Play it again. What? Oh. Did you? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's the end of bureaucracy. I got hashtag I can't. Can we get a hashtag? Hashtag I can't. Bureaucracy, a system of organization where decisions are made by a body of non elected officials. Oh my God, it's the end of bureaucracy. God bless America. What the hell am I listening to? Ah, ah, ah. Ah, listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Okay, so real quick, ladies and gentlemen, let's just pull this back just for. Ah, ah, ah. No, wait. I know, right? Can we do it? Can we do it one more time? Can we do it one more time? Like, I just can't. Hashtag I can't. Hashtag I can't. I just don't even know where to begin. Oh, God bless America. Can we play it again? Play it again. Mom voted it away. Oh my God. Ah, ah, ah. Oh, God bless America. Play it again. Play it again. No, wait, did you play it? Did you play it? No, do we have it still there? Is it gone now? 86 to 1. Oh, the oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, bureaucracy. Yeah, all right. Oh gosh, that's bureaucracy. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right. Can't do that. No. You're right. No, the, bureaucracy was on the ballot. Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is terrible radio. Oh, oh, the end of bureaucracy. Bureaucracy, real quick. A system of organization where decisions are made by a body of non-elected officials. Yeah, oh my gosh. So this is the it used to be the end of democracy, and you damn if I wouldn't be. Oh my God! Oh my God! Donald Trump is Hitler. Donald Trump is Hitler. Listen, but you know what? The main problem is that, ladies and gentlemen, is that you need to be concerned about the end of bureaucracy. And I got this from Brother Scott. Shout out to Brother Scott. Are you a Lee brother? You should be a Lee brother. You just go ahead and follow LeeBrothers.com, the LeeBrothers.com. But I'm gonna, the end of bureaucracy, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I can't sit there. I can't sit here and I can't keep a straight face. I'm just sitting there. The end of bureaucracy. The end of organization where decisions are made by a body of non-elected officials. You know what? God bless America, ladies and gentlemen. The end of bureaucracy is right around the corner. And you know what? You need to be, because before it was the end of democracy. And then Donald Trump was Hitler. And it's like, oh my gosh, just hold on, wait a minute. All you liberals are going to get thrown into a bunch of ovens. You're going to get thrown into a bunch of ovens and just get cooked. And hey, you know what? All the people on Epstein Island will enjoy those ribs, those human ribs, because that's what they did. Anyways, broadcasting live. I can't even get serious at the moment. The end of bureaucracy. Hey, remember, bureaucracy. This is the actual definition: a system of organization where decisions are made by a body of non-elected officials. Yes, and yes, you know what happens is that they want the end of bureaucracy. You just can't damn it, play it again. Bureaucracy. What? The end of bureaucracy. Oh, oh my God. The end of bureaucracy, ladies and gentlemen. It was democracy. It was the end of democracy. But now, now that Trump has won, is the end of bureaucracy. A system of organization where decisions are made by a body of non-elected officials. How historically a bureaucracy was a government administration managed by departments staffed with non-elected officials. Today, bureaucracy is the administrative system governing any large institution, whether publicly owned or privately owned. The public administration in many jurisdictions is an example of bureaucracy, as is any centralized hierarchy, as well as any centralized structure of an institution, including corporations, societies, nonprofit organizations, and clubs. Oh, but guess what? You know what? It's because, because Donald Trump was elected, is that we're now going to have the end of bureaucracy. The end of bureaucracy. Listen, where the hell are all of my where are all of my spider political savants? Where are all of my political or journalism people? Where are all of my, here's the phone line. God bless America. The phone line, 804-289-UR90. That's 804-289-8790. Listen, are you a fan of bureaucracy? Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, Donald Trump is a threat to bureaucracy. Just like you said that Donald Trump was a threat to democracy. But bureaucracy, listen, we're not even a democracy. It's a republic. It's a constitutional republic. At least that's what it says until 1870. And then all of a sudden there's all these things about your birth certificate and everything else. Besides all that, the end of bureaucracy, ladies and gentlemen, the end of bureaucracy and the media. God bless America. Shame on the media. Here I am, the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell. I'm not sitting there bitching and moaning about the end of bureaucracy, am I? No, listen, because bureaucracy is a system of organization where decisions are made by a body of non-elected officials. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, Donald Trump is elected and this is the end of bureaucracy. It was the end of democracy, and they say it's the end of bureaucracy. If you're hearing any news anchor or reporter saying that this is the end of bureaucracy, you need to sit there and you need to give a couple of more dollars and cents to the plate. It looks like that I do have someone that is calling in right now. I have no idea who it is. And let's make sure that we can. And listen, we'll see if this actually works, because sometimes it seems that the audio for whoever calls in isn't really that great. But let's just. In an era of, oh my gosh, the end of bureaucracy. Well, listen, I'll tell you what, here we are. We're a democratic show. Why? Because I will open up the phone lines, even though it sometimes sounds terrible in terms of the audio representation. But don't get it twisted. I do have a caller who just called in who wants to sit there and chime in. Now, remember, caller, if there's FCC violations that are abound, if I have to sit there and hang up on you, I will never forgive you, and you will be anathema in terms of this show. But before we go to you, caller, I just want to let everyone know that we do have the phone lines open, 804-289-UR90, 804-289-8790. Caller, the floor is yours. What do you have to say?
Numbskulls. Most of these people have no real thought themselves. They get handed a script. They don't even think about the words that they're saying, and it's just like excrement out of their mouth. It just flows freely like an open pipe that's been broken.
Now, real quick. Do you think that is because they are given that script, or do you think that? Okay, talk about that.
You can see every news channel, from the littlest news channel in, let's say, Burbank, California, all the way down to some news channel in Miami that's ABC affiliated, NBC, whatever the name is to the local channel. They have the same talking points that the mainstream guys have.
Why is that? But why is that? Why do they have that same? Why is that? Why is that the case?
So I believe the mantra is, if you repeat something so many times, it becomes believable, or people will believe it even if it's a lie. You repeat the lie until you even believe it yourself.
Right, and so and that's exactly what you think that the Democrat Party is. This what like? But how do we sit there and get through this?
Original thought. No.
So real quick, if they don't have original thought, how does the population get through the nonsense? Because they have no original thought. How does original thought become the prevalent force in the direction and how people continue to move forward?
You have to take everything as opinion based nowadays, and look into the sources and kind of use your own thoughts of what you think of the situation. Because relying on any one person to give you, spoon feed you what you're supposed to think is a problem. And I think that's what so many people rely on, because it's easier than waking up and saying, oh my Lord, Ukraine did to them, we might be facing World War III. Instead, they're like, oh no, the bureaucracy is going to crumble because Megan Thee Stallion didn't help Kamala win.
But the thing is like, hold on, wait a minute. But the whole problem is right now, before Trump got elected, it was the end of democracy, and now we have the prevalent issue is the end of bureaucracy, and bureaucracy are unelected people. But listen, the whole time though, everybody's been saying that unelected officials know better than the people who are actually elected. Is that not where's the disconnect in that? Because I see it's right there in the forefront. But why does not everyone else see that?
Well, half of the country has been labeled as lower IQ, to say it nicely.
Right.
There's been studies that show that a lot of the population is lower digits on the IQ scale.
Why is that? Why is that? Is that because is that because of the whole like public education? Is it because of college? People say that, oh well, what is it? Genetics?
I think some of it comes down to genetics. Some of it comes down to where you live and how you're brought up. But some of us, like you were born as a truth seeker usually, or you can become a truth seeker later. Like you can wake up and.
Oh no! Wait a minute! Pause real quick, because talk about the truth seeker thing, because that comes from within. It's like kind of this innate idea, right?
Truth seeker. Yeah, everyone can be a truth seeker. The question is, do you want to seek it?
What does that mean? What does that mean? What?
Painful, even to your own self.
Right. Okay. So go into that for a moment. What do you mean by that?
So, like, when you look for the truth, sometimes you find things you might not want to see. Like, let's say we got the Epstein list published. There might be some people that we look up to that are on that list that we never even expected, right? And so, would you really want to know that, let's say a family member of yours, distant or something, was on that list, and you're just a willy-nilly truth seeker, and you're like, let's check on the list and let's find out. And then when it comes out, you're like, oh my goodness, my great uncle was a diddler, was in the Diddy files.
Right. Where
sometimes truth can get hard to see, or like self-reflecting. When you want to know the truth about yourself, go back and watch old videos or camcorders, and you'll see how you acted around people and others. And if you're not embarrassed by yourself, maybe you're not willing to grow, but it sometimes you look back at things to find the truth about yourself, because we lie to ourselves. We don't say, oh, I'm a butthole, or I'm a mean person. Oh, you say I'm a nice person, but behind closed doors, you beat your kids or something.
Right. And so, of course, as you're talking about this, one of the things that, we can sit there and keep getting into the weeds, but you talked about being a better version of yourself, tightening up yourself. What are the things that you do? Like, of course, there's all of this stuff. You have all of this stuff that happens on a day-to-day basis. Now, I'm sure, yes, you are a father, you have kids, you have a wife, you have everything like that. But in terms of the day-to-day grind and the day-to-day aspect, what is it that you focus on to make sure that you don't get into the weeds of all of this stuff? Because there's many people that are in the weeds, and they sit there and they think too much about this. They don't really think about their own life. But if you could give people some encouragement in terms of, like, what can you do?
I take it day by day, because sometimes you can't plan 3 weeks into the future. We plan to go.
You can't plan 24 hours in the future. You can't plan 24 hours in the future.
Exactly. So the things that I try to live in is in the moment. And I know everyone says it's a bad thing to do, but I try to live in the moment. I try to self-reflect and look back at what I did through the day and think to myself, could I have done that better? And
right.
The time, and it's okay to fail.
Right. Yeah. Right.
No one's written a book on how to be a good dad. No one's written a book on how to be a good person. I mean, people have, but you need your own book. You got to write your own book. And so sometimes looking at yourself in the mirror and, talking with yourself, and sometimes that costs a little own people. And my routine is I look in the mirror sometimes and I say, okay, you know, you did this, that, you did this, that, you did this good, you did this good. Let's change that and let's keep that. And that really helps. But then some days, you know, you forget all that. And so it's like repetition. You have to try to be better every day, live life a little bit better than the day before, and I think you might be all right. And as far as like the news goes, you can't listen to the Operation Mockingbird because I think that's why most people are disconnected because they don't take the time to step away from the media.
1000%. Yep.
Self-reflect, think about their family other than politics or dinner or things like that. And I think that's the biggest problem is that the media is a regurgitation machine, right?
Right.
Regurgitating these things that the modern people just listen to on like the TV's on in the background because Papa's got it on. Just hear it. You hear it over and over and over and over and again. And I feel like they think that it's going to get into the people's minds. But we've shifted to where now people are on social more. They're getting their information when they're brushing their teeth, or they're looking in the mirror and doing their makeup. They're watching reels and TikTok, and they're actually getting information live.
Okay, so real quick. So do you think that this is a turning point? The tide is turning?
We've already turned. The Democrats don't realize we've turned and gone the other direction. They're still standing at the fork in the road saying that you're a misogynist, you're a racist, and you're a bigot if you don't vote for us. And that's the problem. They did that in 16. They tried it in 20. 20 was weird because we had COVID and everybody was kind of felt like Trump dropped the ball. So they just pushed Joe in there real quick, even though he was a walking corpse. But like that's what's so crazy is the modern, like most people that voted not for Donald Trump believe that Joe Biden was a better candidate because of the media. And so people stopped watching the media because they got sick of the lies. When you see somebody who can't figure out how to get off the stage, but the media tells you that he's cogent and he's the most coherent he's ever been, you start to suspect that they're lying to you.
Right. Okay. So real quick. So where does the media, of course, here I am on Saturday morning as the most trusted puppet in media, but we have we have the media. We have the media sitting there saying everything. I guess my question to you, as we continue to operate in the realm of discernment, which I think is what you're talking about, like the realm of discernment, what do we need to do in order to continue to operate in the realm of discernment? If we have children, if we're fathers and we're sons and we're mothers, brothers, like what needs to happen now? Because the deception seems to have been broken, and what are the next steps?
I think the next step is try to discuss what you know with your family without being overburdened.
Okay, real quick. And the reason why I asked that is because I have heard and I've seen all of the stuff where this seems to be the very first year. This is the very first year where it may not be the first, but it seems to be the one with the social media first year, where it seems that there are kids who are staying at college campuses because they don't want to go home because their mom and dad voted differently than they did. Listen, how do we break through that noise, that nonsense? Because it seems that it has infiltrated our ability to be families and to understand that we are what is going on and how do we break that? Because I'm seeing this on social media, I'm seeing this everywhere. But my question to you is, what do we do? What do we do?
Anyone who thinks that way, that your family shouldn't be in your life or should be excommunicated because they voted for somebody else, you really need to reevaluate your things in life because nobody is worth throwing away over a political view.
But why do they do that? Why do they do that though? Because they'll sit there and say, "Oh, I don't want to go to. I don't want to go to I don't go to see my family. I'm going to stay on campus." And what is going on?
The dynamics of like a conservative or let's say a liberal or even farther like a right winger or a lefty, like let's get even farther out of the I'm in the center, I'm a centrist. two different dynamics. The people on the right, some of the extremists will say, oh, we'll never trust Democrats again, and then the people that are kind of just conservative are like, oh, we still like Democrats, but we'll keep our eye on them. And then when you go to the left, it's like, they are Hitler, exterminate them. It's like, oh.
Why? Why do they do that? Why do they say that?
They're not like, let's get rid of the conservatives, but they're like, you guys stay on that side of the room, we'll stay on this side of the room. So it's still kind of like very divisive or divisive in certain ways. And I feel like we have to continue to engage with them in a respectful but stern manner to try to get the truth out there. And the truth, I guess, to them is subjective to your personal.
Absolutely. It is subjective.
That's not true. But they believe in things that are falsehoods, and they have policies that are falsehoods. So it's kind of hard to keep those people close to the cup so you can try to bring them over and least to see some common ground. But that's the main thing, is they gotta want to have some common ground. And it's so many people I know that are centrist or on the right that want common ground, but you're talking with people that are saying that it's a bureaucracy. Yeah, it is a bureaucracy because they filled it with all their incompetent cronies that have pushed the message even further. And if you have any other message, they try to stifle it and choke it down. And so we have to keep going forward and keep trying to dismantle what they've done. And I hate to say it, and I love my country, but I feel like we have been infiltrated with incompetent people and nepotism and favoritism and all these things that have gone on for decades. And it's not just blacks, it's not just whites, it's everybody. And when you get your uncle in there, of course he's going to try to get little Jimmy to get up under there and be working the job underneath him and stuff like that. That's kind of normal. But we need more checks and balances to make sure that doesn't happen as often. Because it's been happening at Congress, it's been happening in the House, judiciaries, and all these different things. And I feel like we're at a turning point where we're trying to dismantle that, but the people on the other side, they are so ground into this institution that they're going to do anything to hold it together because it's been padding their pockets. Look at all the lefties, how much money they get paid to be these news anchors, and then look at the right. What do we just have? Fox News, which is kind of still liberal. And then you have everything else is on YouTube and podcasts. It's like we've gone away from legacy media because you monopolized it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and and I listen. Okay. Oh, right. Exactly. And right. Yes.
I mean, polite but stern because they are talking nonsense.
Well, listen. I want to go over what you talked about. And yes, a lot of times people sit there and they anchor their own reality in these corporate systems, this corporate stuff. But in terms of the holiday season, we're running into Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving, because it's coming so late this year, it's going to be a shorter. It's going to be a shorter holiday season in terms of Christmas. But as we move through this, listen, the election is over, and I feel like a lot of people are just going to kind of pump the brakes for a few weeks. And I guess as a father, as a husband, as someone who has a family, what is it that you can just, I guess, encourage people to focus on really what's important over the next 5 or 6 weeks as we move through this season?
Put the phone down and just try to enjoy family more. But some people don't like their family, so you got to do what makes you happy. But the main thing is we spend too much time on our phones and not enough time socially connecting, and that's what makes people distant from one another. You have to touch one another. Human contact is huge, man. If you have a child that you don't touch at all, but give it everything it needs, and then you have a child that you hug and kiss all the time, but barely give it anything, they grow up so vastly different. Like the child that's not used to touching, it's completely different. It's kind of like a shallow, more hollow person, where the other kid can come out very warm and happy. And that's what I feel like you got to do with people in your family that don't see same eye to eye. Kill them with kindness.
Right, and also if you had to sit there and look at a family member and tell them if you're right, but what I'm talking about right now is that when you guys are staring at the spread on Thanksgiving Day, and there's only one particular piece of Aunt Jemima's pie left, and it's you and your uncle. Are you guys going to split it, or are you going to take it for yourself?
I'll bow out just to be a nicer person, and you know, even if I want the pie sometimes, but let's say he's a whiny liberal and he wants the pie, I'll bow out just to be the bigger, better person, not to get a higher status point, but just not to make an argument.
Well, because here's the facts is that you know that grandma will make you your own, and that's really after. Hey, grandma, you know what? Hey, listen, grandma, listen, grandma, the old lefty lib got the last piece of pie, and she'd be like, "Damn it, Sonny, I'm so sorry that happened. I'm gonna bake you your own." And like that's what's gonna happen.
Grandma was a rootin' tootin' cowgirl on my mom's side, so you better watch out. She packs the peas.
Man, grandma is so amazing. Listen, I hope that you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And thanks so much, of course, for joining into the show. Of course, that was Cobra Viper. Cobra Viper joining into the show. God bless Cobra Viper. Listen, we went way over. It's 12:18 here on the 23rd day of November, the year 2024. We do have mixtapes coming up here in a few moments. I'm going to peel out. We're going to have the middle. That's the lunch sesh. And then all of a sudden, mixtapes will be coming on in here, setting the standard and raising the bar here on the only award-winning radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real media puppet. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam NewsMan. And this, this is Saturday morning. Happy days. Happy days. Happy days. Ready to race to you.